And we want to begin the news where President William Ruto has concluded his 4-day tour of Western Kenya with a promise to focus on enhancing food security in the country. Now, the head of state said the country spends close to 500 billion shillings on food imports each year, money that can effectively be used to revive the ailing sector. He also pledged to ensure that the government employs enough teachers to address the perennial teacher shortage across public schools. Achola Simon begins our bulletin this morning.
Sunday in Kakamega County. The president joined worshippers for an interdenominational prayer service. It is here that he revisited plans by the government to boost food security through investment in mechanized agricultural practices.
Mimi nataka governors washirikiane na wizara ya kilimo ndio tuhakikishe ya kwamba tuko na matrakta ya kutusaidia kumechanize our farming, ndio tuongeze mapato na turahisishe uzalishaji wa chakula.
On education, Ruto said the government continues to invest and plans to employ at least 50,000 teachers to bridge student-teacher ratio.
Masomo ya watoto wetu itasonga mbele kwa utaratibu, bila matatizo, njia inayoeleweka na njia ambayo itahakikisha kwamba watoto wetu wanasoma masomo ambayo itawasaidia katika ujenzi wa taifa letu la Kenya.
Bishop aliyehubiri, Your Excellency, one of the messages we picked ni kwamba when you have a problem, don't look for who to blame, look for a solution. And Bishop Barasa was spot on.
Ili mazao yetu yapate soko kule ngambo, because we need to export to generate jobs. Hata Mumias tunataka they produce not just for the local market. We want to know at some stage that Mumias will be able to export, Mumias and Zoya, to export their sugar to the European Union so that the farmers here can earn even more.
Sisi kama governors, what we want to assure you, we are going to support your administration kwa sababu lazima tushirikiane ili tulete maendeleo hapa, and that is our credo. We are not going to disappoint you.
We come to make known to the world that when all nations around us, especially in our region in Africa, are defaulting on their debt, through your leadership, Your Excellency, our country today is debt secure. Our country today is on an economic trajectory that is safe.
Additionally, he reiterated his commitment to revive the sugar sector, and leasing plans were in place to ensure the defunct government-owned sugar millers are functional and beneficial to communities they are domiciled.
Tuko na hatua mara tatu ya kutatua hii shida ya sukari. Tatizo moja ambayo ilikuwa ni tatizo kubwa zaidi ilikuwa ni tatizo la madeni. Tulikuwa na madeni ya kampuni za sukari bilioni 117. Nyinyi mnajua kuhesabu bilioni?
The president has been on a 4-day development tour of Western Kenya.
And now to the Embakasi fire tragedy, where victims of the Embakasi fire tragedy following the explosion of gas cylinders are demanding compensation owing to the losses incurred. Samson Morabe, who is retired, is among those calling for compensation after 30 of his houses were destroyed during the inferno, leaving him without a source of livelihood or a house to call home. His vehicle was also burnt during the inferno. Our reporter Nancy Okware tells us more on the high cost some of the locals are left to bear after the inferno left them homeless and penniless.
It is Sunday. This is the situation at Muradi Estate in Embakasi, Nairobi County. Samson Morabe is at a loss after his life took a turn for the worst following the Thursday night explosion. An explosion that not only left him homeless but penniless. Samson, who is retired, had a solid retirement plan after constructing 30 houses, which were his source of income in his sunset days. But these ended with the explosion as the houses were reduced to ashes.
Nilikuwa mfanyikazi wa serikali kitambo, nimestaafu. Sasa maisha yangu yote yako hapa. So hii nyumba vile imeungua yote. Sina pahali pengine naweza kutoa pesa. Kama saa hizi sina hata nguo moja kubadilisha. Hizi nguo hata ukiangalia asinitoshi. Sangu zote ziliisha, bedding zote ziliisha, hata utensils zote ziliisha.
His car was also not spared. He narrates how he was forced to drive off in the car that was already engulfed in flames. The description akin to an action movie.
Kafikiria kwenda kuchukua ufunguo, nikachukua kwa haraka zaidi, sikupoteza na masaa. Nikakuja nikafungua gari, nikawakisha, nikaweka reverse, ikiwa na waka. Nikaitorosa kama mita 100. Wananchi wakanisaidia, ikawa wamesima moto.
The economic implications of the fire are also evident, as several business establishments that stood tall are now covered in debris.
So unaona kama pale vile ni mavitu zimechomeka, hizo mavitu za kufunika huku zimechomeka huku kote. Bado kuna masoketi tumezitoa, kuna machupa ziko huku bado. Zingine kama hizi hapa unacheki ni mnare zilikuwa zimeshika.
Watu wakawa tumepoteza vitu vingi sana, maana tulitoka tukiwa tumeacha wazi, watu waliingia wakapora. Naona vitu vingine vikaenda, lakini vitu vingine kama TV kama hiyo unaona iko katika imezingirwa vizuri na chuma pale. So ikawa vigumu kwa watu kupora, lakini vile waongeza kupora walienda navo.
They are now calling for compensation.
Mahali ilikotoka tulikuwa tumecomplain ya kwamba mwezi kuleta gas mahali watu wanakaa. Na kwa vile hatuna uwezo wote wa kuweza kuwakataza, waliendelea kuleta. Mwenyewe achukue hiyo mzigo. Maana tumeathirika, hatukutarajia.
Close to 100 people are currently being housed at the Embakasi Community Center. Here, a multi-agency team is on the ground, offering services including psychosocial support.
After such an incident, these people face a lot of shock. People get stressed, particularly when it involves your homes, your livelihoods. You don't know where to begin from. So the importance of having this is, one, it returns a sense of control to your lives, and it gives you a starting point of where to begin from. So here, what we are doing, we have 3 categories of psychosocial support we are offering. We have the one-on-one counseling sessions. We have the group therapy. We also have child therapy.
The level of destruction at this site is a clear representation of the magnitude of the explosion. And as those affected continue to pick up their pieces, they are calling for more humanitarian assistance. Nancy Okware reporting from Embakasi, Nairobi County.
Of course, that's a story that we'll be keeping tabs on, and indeed we hope that the victims do get justice. Now, President William Ruto has joined the world leaders in condoling with the family and people of Namibia following the death of President Dr. Hage Geingob. President Ruto, during his tour of Kakamega County, asked for a moment of silence in honor of the late president. Geingob, who was the 3rd president of Namibia, passed away at the age of 82 while undergoing treatment for cancer. Geingob, who assumed office on the 21st of March 2015, was also the president of the ruling Southwest Africa People Organization Party of Namibia.
The late president passed away in the wee hours of Sunday while undergoing treatment at Lady Pohamba Hospital in Windhoek, Namibia. His office revealed he was undergoing treatment for cancerous cells discovered during a routine procedure. Despite his illness, he continued to fulfill his presidential duties. President William Ruto has since sent a message of condolence to the family and people of Namibia. In his message, the president eulogized him as a distinguished leader who served the people of Namibia with focus and dedication.
Na nitauliza wale wote wanaohusika, tukishapata habari kamili, tutafanya vile kwa heshima, tutaweka bendera yetu nusu mlingoti kwa sababu ya kumuenzi rafiki yetu kiongozi katika bara letu la Afrika, rais wa kule Namibia.
At the same time, former President Uhuru Kenyatta, in mourning President Hage Geingob, described him as a great leader who contributed immensely to the liberation of Namibia. The President of Zimbabwe, Emmerson Mnangagwa, while condoling with the people of Namibia, praised Geingob's leadership and resilience, saying it will be remembered. President Cyril Ramaphosa celebrated the late president, saying he is a towering veteran of Namibia's liberalization from colonialism and apartheid. The late Geingob's political career spanned decades. He served as the first Prime Minister of Namibia from 1990 to 2002, playing a crucial role in the nation's independence from South Africa. Joan Junge for Good Morning Kenya.
Moving on, Azimio leader Raila Odinga says the 7-member selection panel appointed by President William Ruto should refrain from conducting any interviews for IEBC commissioners. Odinga, who was leading an ODM membership recruitment drive in Kamukunji, Nairobi County, says Parliament is expected to debate the National Dialogue Committee report on the structure of the panel before any interviews are conducted. Now, this comes as Wiper Party leader, that is Kalonzo Musyoka, and DAPK leader, that is Honorable Eugene Wamalwa, pitched tent in Kajiado County, where they faulted the government for allegedly not delivering on their pre-election pledges.
Nairobi County is ODM leader Raila Odinga's 15th stopover since he launched a party membership recruitment drive. The party pitched tent at the historic Kamukunji grounds. It is here that the ODM chief revisited the National Dialogue Committee report, currently before the National Assembly.
Wakakubaliana kwanza walikubali ya kwamba mambo ya sava itafunguliwa. Sawa. Hiyo ripoti ikipita kwa bunge wiki ijayo watafungua sava.
Odinga urges troops in parliament to ensure the passage of the recommendation, more so on who will take charge at the Independent Electoral Boundaries Commission IEBC.
Pili, walikubaliana ya kwamba mambo ya kuunda upya ya tume ya uchaguzi mpaka tushirikishwe, mpaka tukubaliane na majina yote. Sawa.
Leaders accompanying the Azimio leader took a swipe at the government over what they termed as increased taxation and the high cost of living.
Na waziri wake anatoa amri ati kuanzia muhula ujao ati karo za shule zilipwe kupitia e-Citizen.
Akiongea namna hii, akiambia Nairobi, akiambia Mombasa, akiambia Kenya, njia ni namna hii, mimi nawaambia that is a calculated move.
It was a similar script as Wiper Party leader Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka and DAPK leader Honorable Eugene Wamalwa called on Kenyans to demand fairness and development. The leaders were speaking while attending Sunday service at Full Gospel Churches of Kenya in Kajiado.
Therefore, join us. I ask you to join us in a crusade to change this country's very tough history, terrible mistakes. We want to change it for good.
2027, this God of second chances is giving us a second chance. Now we have one mission, kuhakikisha we don't make the same mistake again.
Now let's listen to this quite an inspiring story of Dr. Arupe Rebecca Lomong from Tangul Bay, that is in Tiaty constituency, is the first PhD graduate among the Pokot community living in Tiaty constituency, that is in Baringo County. In normal circumstances, Dr. Arupe's achievement could have been a pipe dream if not for sheer hard work and determination, despite her facing no threats of female genital mutilation and early marriage. Hers is a story of resilience in beating the odds and becoming the first coveted achiever in her community.
At Kipkongom area, Baringo North constituency, hundreds of leaders and residents have gathered in a celebratory mood in a Thanksgiving ceremony of one of their own. Dr. Arupe Rebecca Lomong for achieving a rare feat of becoming the community's first PhD holder. Born and raised in Tiati, then married at Kipkogom village, Rebecca has beaten the odds to graduate with a PhD in Gender and Development Studies from Kisii University.
I graduated on 19th of December 2023. Yes, I was thinking that was the biggest day, but deep inside me, you cannot do a celebration alone. So today, I've called my friends, my family, my people, the leaders, my community, my village to celebrate this achievement.
We support our people, our spouses, our wives. So men in diaspora, men in everywhere, support your family. Don't be an impediment to somebody's career.
She expresses a joy at evading early marriage, while also appealing to her Pokot community to abandon retrogressive practices, including FGM, and embrace girl-child education as a means to achieving transformation of their community.
Those people who are left behind, who are marginalized, I want to tell them there's hope. There's hope. What you need to do is to keep your focus straight. It is possible, it is doable. We got the brains, we got everything that we need.
Sentiments shared by leaders led by Roads and Transport Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen, who underscored the importance of education as a long-term solution to insecurity challenge in Baringo County.
Ile ilifanya Dr. Lomong akuwe mtu ambaye anaheshimika ni kwa sababu ya masomo. Njia moja ya kumaliza uhasama ya cattle rustling na vita na mambo ya watu kuuawa kwa sehemu hii yenye itakuwa ya maana zaidi ni kutafuta njia ya kusanya watoto wote na waende shule.
Girls can go far if they are given opportunity. What is happening in Tiati is that that opportunity has not been availed. Only a few of them. So that is why we have a lot of challenges in Tiati.
Now to matters corruption, where former Mandera South Member of Parliament, that is Adan Haji Al-Sheikh, is wanted by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission for alleged embezzlement of 51 million shillings. He is accused of looting from the public coffers when he served as a county executive committee member in charge of tourism in Kwale County. Now, the former Member of Parliament is reported to have been evading arrest by the EACC detectives and is believed to have gone into hiding after the Director of Public Prosecutions in December 2023 concurred with the recommendations of EACC that he be apprehended and charged before Anti-Corruption Court in Mombasa. Now, the former this Mombasa court ordered the MP, whose whereabouts remain unknown, to appear before it, that is on the 13th of February 2024, to take plea.
There is a former Member of Parliament who is evading detectives. We are pursuing him to arrest him in relation to corruption offences. And when that happens, we will deal with it. He is hiding. So there is a possibility that if we don't get him, then we will pursue other mechanisms.
To Masters Health, where the Ministry of Health is spearheading adoption of disease preventive measures as it rules out medical health screening camps across the country. This amid rising cases of non-communicable diseases that currently stand at 41%, attributed to, among others, unhealthy diets, tobacco consumption and lack of exercise. Public Health and Professional Standards Principal Secretary Mary Mudhoni says data collected during the screening camps will inform policy making and budgetary allocation and also address gaps in early detection and treatment of non-communicable diseases in the country.
According to the World Health Organization, non-communicable diseases, among them heart disease, stroke, cancer, diabetes and chronic lung disease, are collectively responsible for 41 million deaths nationwide annually.
Today we have come to this Kianyaga area in Gishugu constituency of Kirinyaga County so that we can screen for cancer specifically and other non-communicable diseases. But at the same time, we are also providing health education. We want to sensitize the communities so that they can keep on screening for these diseases.
In Kenya's case, NCDs are responsible for 41% of deaths, up from 27% in 2014, with more than half of these diseases occurring in people aged below 40.
Most people wanakuwa diagnosed cancer at the stage 75% stage. Ile time mtu amegonjeka mpaka amefika mwisho, hakuna daktari labda anaweza akataka reverse. Na tungeomba ya kwamba watu waende wakakuwe screened, watoto wakuwe vaccinated, ndio tuweze kupunguza hii ugonjwa ya cancer.
The national-wide screening campaign aims to increase awareness and promote adoption of preventive responses.
We are capable of using just 10% of what we are using today. So the 90% that we are saving can go into improving the quality of healthcare, to improving the reach, so that we can reach many more people, and then we can achieve the universal health coverage goal, which means that everybody who requires treatment, who requires medical care, is able to get the highest quality of medical care.
Public Health PS Mary Muthoni, while officiating the screening exercise in Kirinyaga County, urged members to participate in the free medical exercise.
Ile fund ya mwisho tuko nayo ni Chronic Illness Fund. Na hiyo fund itakuwa inashughulikia wamama na wazee, watoto na wakubwa wenye watakuwa wamegonjeka zaidi. Saa hii wale watu wanatibiwa kansa wanaenda pia kununua dawa kule nje. Lakini tunasema with Chronic Illness Fund tutaweza kutibu watu kwa mahospitali yenye iko na vifaa.
The ministry is seeking partnership with medical health service providers and counties to run the campaigns whose data will be used to inform policy reforms and boost capacity in the health sector.
The Ministry of Health is collaborating with counties to run medical screening camps, not only to collect data, but also increase awareness at a time when government is really focusing on implementing universal health coverage. And this particular data collected in such camps is going to inform policy making. I'm Regina Manyara reporting from Raimu Primary in Gishogo, Kirinyaga County.
Thank you, Regina, for that report. Now, a section of the clergy is calling on the executive and the legislature to stop the judiciary onslaught and follow the laid-down procedure in addressing issues. Now, the men of cloth asserted that they are worried about the trend calling for respect of separation of powers in the three arms of government. At the same time, they are calling on President William Ruto to address the cost of living and taxes that have been imposed concurrently. Their sentiments come as the National Council of Churches of Kenya wrote a letter to the President 3 days ago requesting him to establish a National Economic and Social Council to advise on the current economic impasse.
Ni makosa sana kuona executive wakirumbana na koti zetu za Kenya. Hilo sio jambo nzuri. Ningetaka niombe kama ni makoti yetu wahukumu kwa haki pasipo mapendeleo. Hiyo ndio tungekuwa tukiomba. Nao executive, wakati tunaona executive imesimama kukashifu makoti, hiyo sio picha nzuri katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. Hata kama kuna madeni na kuna nini, tafadhali ningeomba rais ajaribu kuangalia, ajaribu kupunguza kidogo. Ndio tulisema hii ni serikali ya hasra.
Watu wanaanza ku lose hope. Na ukiangalia especially pia mimi ni counselor. Unaona watu wengi wanakuja sana counseling na challenges ziko ni financially. Kwa hivyo maombi yangu na ile pia tunaomba Mungu ni kwamba serikali ifanye vile inavyoweza kuhakikisha bei ya vitu imeenda chini.
Rais wetu alituahidi atakuwa pamoja nasi, atatuinua kimaisha, kimfuko, tutakuwa na pesa mfukoni. Tugeomba yale mambo aliyo ya tuahidia aweze kutimiza.
Serikali iangazie na iangalie kwa kina, kwa sababu kupandisha ushuru
sio kumaanisha unatengeneza nchi. Kwa hivyo tunaomba rais wetu akumbuke hiyo jambo, kwa sababu kwanza yeye ni mtu wa Mungu, anajua jinsi vile maisha ambaye ikisonga mwananchi amewahi pitia.
A look at sports now, where Kenya may consider bidding to host the World Cross Country Championships after successfully staging the third edition of the Sirikwa Classic Cross Country Tour in Eldoret yesterday.
While 10,000-meter silver medalist Daniel Simiyu and African under-20 silver medalist Immaculate Anyango were the winners of the third edition of the Sirikwa Classic Cross Country Championships successfully held at Lobo Village, Eldoret.
Last year was just another year, and let me say, it was just the beginning. It was the beginning. And we're now approaching to be one of the best, and maybe God willing.
My target ni natarajia kukuja, natarajia niingie top 3, nikuja na medal, iwe bronze, iwe gold, iwe silver. Yeah, that is my target now.
After the event, Meet Director Barnaba Korir exuded confidence that the organization of the gold label meet is an indication that the country has the capacity to stage the World Cross Country Championship for the second time since 2007.
The World Athletics also is watching what we are doing. They are very eager to know how we organize our events, and they are very happy about it. I have talked to also the person in charge of competition from World Athletics, and he's very happy. They are thinking of other ideas that they can give us, because we have the masses. There are people who came to watch. We have the athletes. We have practically the organizational skills, the finance from the government. We have almost everything, and that gives us now the opportunity for them to consider us organizing better events. Last week we had an event in Botswana, which was also of the same level, but due to the fact that they didn't organize our level, they were relegated now to bronze. So you can imagine now, this is the third year, and we are still going strong.
The event was used to select Team Kenya for the Africa Cross Country, with the team set to be unveiled next week before hitting residential training, as well as preparations for elite athletes for the World Cross Country Trials, or to gauge their prowess ahead of the season.
The people we are targeting are school-going children, and that is where nurturing of talent starts. We want to take back the sports activities that was there in our times to the schools, so that it is put in the co-curriculum of the education system, and our athletes or our young children will also get the opportunity now to pursue their different talents from the schools.
Yesterday's event attracted over 500 athletes from 15 different nationalities.
This is the first one, and we intend to roll out several others. We'll engage with several other partners and the stakeholders to try and proceed with this agenda of making sure that the general public is well educated in terms of awareness on the general need of healthy and clean activities.
Kenyan champion Jasmine Chana has expressed confidence in his new Rally 2 machine ahead of his fourth attempt at the WRC Safari Rally set for the 28th to the 31st of March in Naivasha. Chana will end his long-standing relationship with his Mitsubishi Evolution 10 and upgrade to Rally 2 Curb before the iconic Safari. The Safari Rally will be the third round of the 2024 World Rally Championship season and reverts to its original traditional Easter holidays weekend for the first time in 26 years. Thank you so much for your time and starting your day with us here on Good Morning Kenya. That's where we end the news this morning. My name is Marie Yambo. We take a short break, but we'll be back. Victor will be here together with our guest to just take you through the happenings in as far as politics is concerned. My name is Marie Yambo. See you again next time.